You know, that's really not the most important thing. A lot of people, um, particularly when they go into school in college, they don't have a career path decided, and they think that they have to have that all decided before they even start. Well, you don't have to have it before you even start, because frankly, in your first 2 years, you're going to be doing your generals, and there's going to be a wide variety of subjects that you can cover. And when you're doing those generals, you'll get a taste of all the different majors that you can possibly see yourself in. And you'll learn what your interests are, and you'll learn how to tailor it to your own degree. And by the time you get those 2 years finished, you may figure out where you want to go in life. You might want to go into liberal arts. You might want to go into tech and STEM. You might want to go into the arts. You might want to go into finance and business. There's a whole spectrum of subjects that you can take as your generals in the first 2 years that you can finally decide. And in fact, I was so indecisive. I went into a program at Utah Valley University called Integrated Studies, and I integrated 3 subjects. I integrated sociology with peace and justice studies and political science because I had a love for all of those subjects, as well as a host of other subjects. But I had to pick just 1, 2, or 3. So I picked 3, and so then when I wrote my thesis at the end of my career. It incorporated all those subjects. That was the purpose of integrated studies, to teach you, critical thinking, as well as give you a broad knowledge of those subjects. So I wouldn't be stressed out about it. I would think that, there's plenty of things you can do and figure it out on the way. The thing is, just start with your interests. Start with the things that you like to do and see if you think you can make a living at it, because frankly, nobody should complain about what your chosen profession is. As long as you're supporting yourself and making a living for yourself, then nobody should complain about it. It's nobody's business. It's what makes you happy. And so really the thing is, along your way, just create memories of what you're doing, and that'll keep you going. It's because it's really not the money, it's the memories that you make. And no, you don't absolutely not need to be a child prodigy to have be successful later in life. That's kind of a mistake that people think, and that hinders them from starting to begin with, particularly when they graduate high school, or maybe you didn't graduate high school, I don't know. It doesn't really matter because you can still move on. I always thought when I was young I wanted to be a racehorse rider, and I thought that I had to learn how to ride racehorses at the age of 5 years old and be really good at it before I could really start. Well, I kind of gave up on my dream, and that was kind of made me a bit depressed as a teenager, and I wound up quitting high school because I was so depressed. But I went on and found somebody who would teach me how to ride at the age of 18 years old. And so I got my start, and as a young rider, I was very green. I had never been on a horse in my life, and I fell off every time the wind blew, but I always got back on. And so the point is to never give up, and don't be afraid of failure, because it's not how young you start, it's how willing you are to accept your mistakes and your failure and learn from them and grow and keep going. My name is Mary Stea, and my company's name is My Life for Goodness Sake. And what do I hope to achieve in creating these videos is kind of a heads up in the kinds of challenges that you might face when you start your career, and what might prevent you from achieving your successful life that you dream for yourself. I know that I had a lot of challenges. I overcame a lot of obstacles, and I hope to share those with you along the way so that you'll know that it can be done. And even if everybody's laughing at your face, people will always make fun of your dreams, really. they will do that. And the thing is, you have to push forward and just believe in yourself and just not really listen to them and just surround yourself with people who are supportive and nurturing. And there'll be people out there who will do that. And if they don't do that, then just get rid of them, because the people who don't want you to succeed are not your friends. And you have to remember that.